Aloha, I'm Diane Wilson with the Hawaii Writers Guild. Welcome to Write On, our program that features tips, tricks, education, inspiration for all you writers out there. Today we have with us Charles Roberts. Charles is one of our newest members of the Hawaii Writers Guild, and he's here to talk to us about creativity. Charles, why don't you start off by telling us a bit about yourself?
Who am I today? I am for you. I originally came from planet Earth, moved to Hawaii in 2012, and have found it's very wonderful since I came from the desert. I generally write science fiction, historical fiction, technical works, essays, got a quite variety of multimedia productions underway as well.
All right. Well, it sounds like you are a creative type, which is perfect for our topic today, which is about creativity. And what we're talking about specifically is always catch a stray thought. So can you start off by telling us what is that?
Well, as we go through our days, with many different opportunities to think in such a rapid fire process, considering a stoplight or a journey to the store is so quick that we put it aside and we forget the vast amount of creativity that pours through our head every minute. Now, a stray thought is something like, oh, I just had a dream, or my goodness, wow, what a neat idea, but now I've got to wash the dishes. So that's a stray thought.
Okay. And so for the writers out there who are watching this, why is it important for us to catch those stray thoughts?
Well, in my view, creativity is the source of our income, our joy. This is an enhancement for creativity. So many of the things that pour from us are just not captured because we're busy. By grabbing onto a few of these, recording them, we all have notebooks lying around, we can enhance our work, we can add to our lives, as a matter of fact, by remembering things better, by recalling and having them at our fingertips when we need them.
So you're having me do a little flashback to driving the other day when I had a stray thought, but I'm driving in my car. So help me, how do you go about capturing those stray thoughts that we have throughout the day?
Well, really, there's two or three aspects to this. One is a dedication to do so. It's kind of an important aspect. If you're going to do writing or creativity, you've got to latch onto the things that are important. So when we have this dedication, we also have a dedication to follow through. And when that moment comes, I'm going to capture that thought. After the dedication, you've got to have a technical means and a social support. The technical means is something I use quite a bit, which is actually a little audio recorder that I brought on camera for seeing. It picks up the background here quite nicely. But the audio recorder has been with me for years. I've got thousands of clips on that. It's always at my hand. Cell phones have the same recording capacity. And of course, the old notebook that we all grew up with and probably have stacks of them in our drawers. Anything that you can do to capture this stuff counts. A back of a napkin in a restaurant has been the seed of many an idea. Do it. That's part of the problem. Write it down and then figure out how to read your notebooks later.
Okay. That was what you were just leading me into wanting to ask the next question, which is because I have found a few napkins or matchbook covers that I've scratched something on. I never seem to put them all together. Do you have a technique for keeping things organized?
Yeah, I'm a very digital person. I use the computer entirely for the sound files, which I transfer over and back up. Back up your work. There are two kinds of people, those who back up their work and those who wish they had. That's a big part of it,
Mhm.
making sure you're organized. Many people don't use computers, I realize, and so they're pen to paper. In that case, indexing systems are very worthwhile, but many people write journals and just never read them. That's unfortunate. Look back through your stuff. Play your sound files or your videos. Many people make videos. Play them in the background, give yourself some more ideas. Store, recall, back up.
Can you give us an example of how you've used this technique in your writing?
Yes, many different ways. Compiled a bunch of sound clips sort of randomly over the years, and one day I thought, hey, I'll just pop them into my video player and put them on random sequence. I had a string of dialogue suddenly come across my mind that, I didn't remember that one. Wow, that's neat. some things I'd said, and then it formed a story. I didn't know it was going to form a story by this random association. Serendipity. I was able to write a story based on this prompt, if you will, from stored records. Other ways, of course, are hey, I've got a great short story idea. Instead of driving down the road, you slam on the brakes, record it. When you get home, story start. Man looks at traffic signal and records his whatever. That's how the story starts. Then we begin writing from that prompt.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to share with you, and I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was working on the final chapter of a book I've been working on for a few too many years now. And I was struggling with just the perfect ending. And I happened to be in the chair in the dentist office having my teeth cleaned when it came to me. Aha, there it was, the stray thought of how to wrap everything together. So the poor dental hygienist, I had to say, excuse me, can you hand me my purse? And I had a small notebook in there and I jotted it down. So I didn't realize I was catching a stray thought, but it was, boy, I don't want to lose this because by the time she finishes and I get out to the car, it'll be gone. So yes, good.
Yeah, we all feel very badly too when that happens. And this is another reason I think this is kind of important to loop back on. When we do lose something because we're stupid or whatever, we kick ourselves. Man, that was the greatest thing in the world, and now I can't remember it. They did a whole Madman episode on this particular idea.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. Before I let you go, do you have any last thoughts to leave our viewers with regarding creativity and catching a stray thought?
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been a creative sort, as I've said, but what really switched on this idea of dedication to catching a stray thought was a scientific study that I read of. A group of scientists set out to study creativity. It was a fairly large multidisciplinary group. They were going to conquer it. They found out, though, after a little bit of work, that they couldn't even define creativity. And that's very important, of course. And good scientists, okay, start over. They started over and decided, well, we'll just look at who is believed to be creative. So they did a great survey, found that the big difference throughout all history, those who are judged creative are those who wrote it down. Again and again, they drew it. Whatever it is, they were prolific. The difference is the guy behind the plow, he's racing through his thoughts, but he's busy turning over the next clod. He doesn't write them down. He's just as brilliant. Write it down, record it. That's what these scientists found out made the big difference for all of the famous people you know because of their work.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a great way to leave this. And I hope that all of our viewers take your advice and start writing things down. For those of you who want more information about the Hawaii Writers Guild, you can find it at www.hawaiiwritersguild.com. And Charles has a page on that website, and you can find out more information about him as well. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining us in WriteOn, and thank you, Charles, for being with us today.